Hello, everyone, and welcome to our live stream. Supposed to be at 9 o'clock, mistakenly scheduled for 10:45, so we started at 8:56. We are professionals here. That last name is Doobie. I'm the guy in the studio, and the man with the camera staring at Roy and Minnie is...
Jeremiah! Were you not sure? Was that why you just kind of left it up to me?
It's been a rough morning, apparently, so I didn't want to take any chances, call you Tony, and then you get upset and just, slam down the camera and stop doing this. So we are here for a live walk around the Magic Kingdom, see what we can see today. We invite you to come along with us. We also invite you to participate. Use those comments to let us know what you'd like us to check out and so forth. Hi, Tammy.
I love that we have people on, before we're even scheduled. They pay attention to the notifications that much.
Yeah, which was really helpful today when it was scheduled for 10:45.
Yes.
We are now following Piglet down the street. We see the guy on the right in case Piglet has an accident.
I think that's more for the horse in front of Piglet, but I could be wrong.
You could be right. Kayla says her favorites are all on the trolley. Who is on this trolley? I think Piglet, Eeyore, anyone else?
Eeyore, Rabbit, and Piglet.
You know who doesn't get enough love is Kinga.
I agree. Kinga only shows up during the Christmas and Halloween parades.
So we're just kind of... Go ahead.
You know who doesn't get enough love? Lumpy. The Heffalump.
Has there ever been a Lumpy walk around?
I want to say that there was a Lumpy walk around at one point, but I can't recall. It may have just been in Japan. But I don't know for certain.
So
go on.
Walking down Main Street, following the Pooh characters at the castle, which still is striking to me every time I see it. It just doesn't... It looks beautiful, but I'm still not used to this color scheme.
Yeah, it definitely looks better with the sun glistening off of it. And I've seen it when it's been a cloudy day, and that's one of those times where everybody's like, I don't like it. That I will definitely give them that point when it's a cloudy day and it just doesn't do what it's doing right now. But when the sun is out, whew,
whew,
whew.
Whew.
So
we have a comment that says, a beautiful day at the park. Is it, Jeremiah? Is it?
It is. It's actually a little busier than it has been in the past few visits, which is nice, but it's not overly busy, which is really nice.
How's the weather?
It's going to be a little warm today. Well, a little warm for right now. It's I think mid 70s. I know I'm complaining to people who are having to deal with feet of snow. Sidewalks only, because I am about 15 feet from the track of the trolley.
Excuse me.
We're heading into Liberty Square to go check out what time the Liberty Belle. Boy, I hope she just isn't taking off right now, because... Oh, look, there she goes.
Right. Well, Aaron, no, this is not Disneyland. This is Disney World, the Magic Kingdom and Walt Disney World in Florida. And wow, all the way from India. Awesome. Thank you very much for joining us. So if there's anything you'd like us to check out for you while we're out here, just let us know in the comments. We'll do our best.
We definitely are going to have some time before we can get on the Liberty Belle again.
So the Liberty Belle reopened today?
The Rivers of America and Mark Twain or Tom Sawyer Island reopened today.
So we're really hoping to be able to take a live ride on there. It's first day back open. The rivers, our last time here, the river was just starting to be filled up. So we're going to go check and make sure the water is up to snuff.
Yes, and we're also going to check, get a roundabout time of what time the next launch of the Liberty Belle is. For those of you familiar with Disneyland and the Mark Twain, it's not really, well, I guess it may be on the schedule now. It used to not be. It used to be it would take the trip around, and as soon as it was there, you could get on and enjoy it. But the Liberty Bell for at least 12 years, because 12 years ago, I was here on vacation doing the ultimate challenge of making sure I rode every single attraction on the map. And I can remember having to wait my last day for almost 2 hours to try to get on the Liberty Bell.
Man, that's almost as much as you would do to buy a pen.
No, I wake up at 3 o'clock for that. But today I woke up at 3 o'clock to watch WandaVision, but we won't get into that.
Please don't. I have not seen it yet. Hall of Presidents is, of course, closed because they're in the process of installing our 46th president, Joe Biden.
And the Liberty Square Market has reopened.
Yay! What a relief.
Looks like they just kind of opened it a little bit more. I'm guessing it may have to do with more of like the hand washing station, that kind of stuff.
And here it is, the Liberty Bell.
Departs on the hour and the half hour, which is pretty much what I thought it was going to be.
We can kill 28 minutes checking out the rest of the park.
Absolutely. Let's walk over this way and go into Memento Mori,
Wow,
the Haunted Mansion shop.
That was quite a turn. A little dizzy there.
Sorry. Ward is alive and well today, just in case anybody was worried.
By the way, if you see any yummy snacks, Jeremiah, no long line, you know, my favorite thing for you to do.
Yes.
Just saying. Prepper, to answer your question in the comments, Disney does require double layer masks, so we do not recommend you try a single layer mask under any circumstances, and we're going to see on that.
Yes, there are no neck gaiters permitted, or I think that's about the only.
I know you go to other Central Florida theme parks. They do allow net gators, don't they?
Yes, actually, I believe all of them do. Which, those weren't really even meant for anything. We won't get into the details of that, but
we are not medical experts. We are just letting you know the policies.
Yes, here at Walt Disney World, you do need a mask that covers your nose and mouth. Can't be a open bottom handkerchief or a neck gaiter. Those are the two that I can definitely say the answer to.
And it cannot have large holes that kill the whole purpose of the mask.
Yes, it cannot be a macrame mask.
But other than that, they can be quite decorative. Disney sells a bunch of fun masks. There are a lot of other places that sell fun masks, so you can really get creative with how your face looks. But in Jeremiah's case, it's helpful because I've seen his face without a mask.
Thank you. So we're going to wait to go into the Haunted Mansion store.
We have a question from India. You can answer this. Is there any Marvel place in Disney World?
Other than a shop at Disney Springs, and they sell miscellaneous Marvel stuff throughout the parks, there isn't anything directly Marvel. I mean, the closest we get is the Marvel superhero store at Disney Springs, which for quite a long time was just labeled the superhero store before something happened with the legality and they could change it to Marvel superhero store.
What will be at Epcot, though?
What will be, thank you. What will be at Epcot will be the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Rewind. Let me know if I get some slowdown going on in here. Okay. I love these watches.
Mission Rewind, stay there. I love those watches too. Mission Rewind will be opening. A date has not been set, but it is a major attraction at Epcot. So that will be the first really major Marvel presence on the East Coast Park because of licensing issues of their own products. That watch is awesome. When you go back, I'm sorry, get as close a look as you can. I love that. And with smartwatches now, it's hard to find. They don't make that many watches anymore, but I like them a little bit.
Yeah, I haven't come into the shop in a little while, and there are some pieces of merchandise that I keep looking for every time I come through here, but sadly it doesn't seem like they have it. Oh, correction, it does look like they have it, so I'll walk over and show that in just a second. So here are some of the fun shirts. This shirt I find very entertaining because it's really, is that Disneyland or is that Walt Disney World?
That is funny.
Yeah,
It goes both ways.
yeah. When I looked at it at first, I was like, "Oh, it's just Disneyland," and then I was like, "Wait, that's Walt? Nope, it's both."
Yeah, at first I thought it was Disney World, but then
Yeah,
lots of glow stuff for Haunted Mansion.
yeah.
Anthony says he won't go to Disneyland or Disney World as long as they require face mask for entry, and that is absolutely you're right. It will not be forever, and you can certainly wait until you're ready to go back.
I love these little photo frames.
They're scary. I could not have that in my home. Both the top and the bottom just scare me. However, the oven mitt over there, can we get a better look at the kitchenware?
Yes.
Let's say room for one more.
Mm-hmm. And then they have,
more than the Haunted Mansion.
and then they have a little changer dish with the bat stanchion, which is amazing that a stanchion from a ride has become so iconic.
What is that?
That's the stanchions inside the mansion that have the
I know
bat
that.
design.
What was the actual device?
Oh, it's just like a changer dish. Drop your change in there. You know, those things that people buy and nobody really knows why you buy them, but
you knew the name of them.
because most of the merchandise events over the years, Leota doesn't seem to be working, or I would have her demonstrate. Oh wait, nope.
Bummer. That looks
Yeah.
frightening too. Is
Over
that a
the
dog outfit? Back up. Turn left.
yes. Your pooch can be a maid or a butler.
That is cruel. That is cruel. Do they have, Mary wants to know, do they have the big gargoyles that are $80? Do you see those?
Well, gosh, Mary, it's like you read my mind or something.
Oh, they're cool, but again, never in my house.
Yeah.
Tammy from Australia, when you're done here, would like to know if they have keychains from Madame Leota.
Hang on, let me walk back over that way.
And Mary is happy. She gave a yes.
Yeah, I'm actually coming back to buy that for my roommate. Excuse me.
Does your roommate happen to be Mary?
No. Well, he is married, but not married. One of these
And the price for that is teal?
is teal.
What does that translate to in dollars?
Well, with the exchange rate, and this is really nice also. Nice little necklace with the bat stanchion. Again, something Doobie would not wear.
I wonder who designed that stanchion that's become so famous.
Let's see: green, silver, blue, yellow, pink. There is no teal. Oh, teal. There we go. $12.99 for that.
Okay. Well, there you go, Tammy. $12.99. Mary says, thank you so much. Let's see. Jeff with the clever mansion stanchions or merchandise expansion. That's why he's our comedy guy. Steel is a steal. And Prepper Boy said, are we going on any rides today? Jeremiah, you want to answer that?
We are. We are going to stall until we can take. Which will be one of my first rides on the Liberty Belle. I want to say it's been at least 5 years since I rode on that. Because it did reopen today along with the Rivers of America, and we're going to walk down along the Rivers of America. It is Friday, which I seem to forget at times why I'm like dumbfounded that it's so busy.
Did the other Rivercraft open?
The rafts at Tom Sawyer Island, yes.
No canoes?
No canoes, no Columbia, no keelboats. Although if the keelboats did reopen,
No
there is
canoes, good canoes. We
there is one thing that I would leave every job I've ever had to work on, even more so than working on the Jungle Cruise, would be a keelboat skipper.
Here's a quick, cute story. My first trip to Disney World was in 1997, May of 97. When we left, I was a Disneyland regular. Our last trip to Disneyland, keelboats were running. When we came back, keelboats were no longer running. That
Huh.
was, we were gone. They tipped over, and that was the end of the keelboat.
Um, I was lucky enough to ride the keelboats both here and at Disneyland. Um, and of course, the ones at Disneyland were the actual ones from the Davy Crockett and the River Pirates, which was always something really cool, which I don't think I actually knew when I rode it when I was a kid at Disneyland. Um, but they had them at Disneyland Paris, and then they closed. But they've teased a couple of times them coming back, which, again, I would leave everything just to go to Disneyland Paris to ride the keelboats one last time.
I've ridden them once. They are scary. Keelboats do not still run at Magic Kingdom. By the way, on our next live, we need to plan to go to that island live.
Didn't we? I know that we did, but we, excuse me, we found that we had some challenges out there, which didn't make any sense to me. I know we can't go in the caves.
Yeah, we've been there before. We did have some challenges, but it's still worth it. Look
Yes,
at that water.
I know.
It's back.
I love that the mill, the water wheel is running, even though again they didn't repaint Harper's Mill on there.
So with the return of the water to Rivers of America, is Fantasmic once again going nightly?
No. That's Disneyland has it on the rivers. Disney World has it at Disney's Hollywood Studios, but Disney World doesn't have it at Disney's Hollywood Studios currently.
So
Here's
we have an opportunity for some reckless speculation. Prepper Boy would like to know, do you think Splash Mountain renovation will begin this year or wait until after the 50th? He's going in April and hoping it's still open.
If I had to speculate, I would say definitely not this year. Um, I mean, if we do see it this year, it would not be until after October for the anniversary. Just because when they want when the anniversary rolls around, they want everything as open as possible. But again, who knows? We've seen things close, just like the keelboats. One day they're open, one day they're closed.
People move it too.
Yes. I can remember coming in on the reopening day of Magic Kingdom in July of last year, and the People Mover was not on the refurbishment schedule, and then here we are almost a year after the closure of the parks, and it's still not reopened.
In Disneyland in 1995, when I started going all the time, one day I went, often you would see people walking off the People Mover. It broke all the time. And one day I saw people getting walked off, and the thing never reopened. That was that.
Hey, I'm still waiting for Rocket Rods to return. They said coming next year.
I just found one of our old pictures with that sign. So Mary's going to be there in 9 days. Oh, I'm so happy for you, Mary. It's very, very fun. I've been here during this time, and it's different, but still so much fun. Hope you have a great time. Don't forget to buy your gargoyle.
Mary, if I can give you one tip, either go to like the Disney store and purchase one of the nice Disney masks, or a couple of the Disney masks, because on days like today where it's a little warm, you'll probably want to change out your mask midday. There are some relaxation stations in all 4 of the parks where you can sit down and remove your mask and just relax for a little bit. But even with those, the masks and sweat can get a little much.
Agree completely. For my trip there, I definitely wanted more than one mask a day, and the way I sweat, Actually, more than 2 masks was kind of nice, and make sure either be able to wash them at the end of the day or switch out, both for health reasons and because a dry, sweaty mask is gross.
Yeah, I definitely have not heeded my own advice at times. I mean, in the past few weeks, it hasn't been too bad, but there have been a few days where I've been in the park longer than just doing a walk and talk or a short stint, and I will just kind of take off my mask and almost wring it out.
Here's a funny question as we wait for watch some Splash for a bit. I have no idea what the answer to this is, and it's the most basic question in the world. What's the price of a ticket to the Magic Kingdom?
Um, that question is not an easy answer because it depends on which day of the week you're coming, what season, if you want to do park hopping or if you are just looking to do Magic Kingdom. I think when I came in the other day, which I believe was a weekday, a 1 day, one park ticket for Magic Kingdom was $105,
105. It
which
is,
is more than I paid for my first annual pass to Disneyland.
yeah, but you're older than dirt. So what's the deal with Splash seating? Is it every row right now?
I think it's every. It looks like they're putting two rows in between parties, or if this log coming around has one in the front, one in the back, and the other ones had people in the middle. Yeah, I think one in the front, one in the back, or if it's more than a party of two, they may just give you the entire log.
And it would appear that you are required to wear your mask even on a water ride,
Correct.
which is not the case at Universal.
No, you have to wear it on the water rides there. You
You do.
just can't
Okay.
wear it, when Volcano Bay reopens 2 days earlier than scheduled later this month. They do not recommend you wear it, in the water.
Okay. My mistake on that. And then I know Blizzard Beach is going to be reopening pretty soon here at Disneyland. Do you know when
Disney World.
Disney World? Do you know what their mask policy exactly is going to be?
It will be when you are stationary, just like out sunbathing, you have to wear it. But if you're, I don't know that if you have to wear it while you were in the queue. That's a good question. I have not gone to Volcano Bay, which was the first water park here in Central Florida to reopen back when Universal opened. Uh, but I would guess that you don't have to wear it most of the time, just because you are going to get on a ride and putting a mask on after you just held it on a water slide may be challenging.
Right.
One of the things that we need to remember is the CDC suggestion is maintain 6 feet or wear a mask, if you can't maintain the 6 feet. Disney has just adhered to both, so you have to wear a mask at all times, mostly because it's almost impossible to stay 6 feet from people at all times.
Anthony says last time I bought an annual pass at Disneyland, it was $365 for the premium. That was a while ago, Anthony.
Yeah.
You can't buy them at all anymore. They've canceled annual passes, but even when you could, it was a bit more than that. My first annual pass was a premium, was $199. It was only Disneyland at the time.
My first one was 99, and that was back before Disney's California Adventure. Um, and then, I showed on a recent, I think a park talk when we were talking about the annual passes, I showed my different ones throughout the years. And then when I moved out to Florida, I decided to become as my friend likes to call me, the bougie annual pass holder, mostly because I would go out to Disneyland every couple of months to see friends and family. So it always paid to have both Disneyland and Walt Disney World passes.
AKA bougie.
Yes.
Aaron, we're on our way to a ride. Let's see. Checking out the comments real quick. Oh, how'd I miss this? Say hello to Brazil, Jeremiah.
Hello, Brazil.
Nice to have you with us. So, and just to answer further, Aaron, rides, we are going on the Liberty Bell. The reason we don't do a lot more rides is one, there's lines, and we want to show you stuff, not just show you the line. And two, a lot of the rides are indoors where our signal gets weak, so there aren't that many we can do. Hi, Kidder. Thank you for joining us today. But we are going to do the Liberty Bell today.
I have the same problem. I cannot tell you how many times I've said I'm going to go do the Mark Twain. No, Liberty Bell.
It is, of course, the Mark Twain at Disneyland, similar riverboat. But at Disney World, it is the Liberty Bell. And they used to have a second ship, right, here, Jeremiah?
Correct. They had the Joe Fowler and the Liberty Bell, and then they combined them both to make this Liberty Bell. I hate that I am unsure on my naming. I know one was the Joe Fowler, and I believe it was the Liberty Bell. And then when they kind of gave up on the both, so they just went with the Liberty Bell because it is the stern wheel, and I believe the Joe Fowler was a side wheel.
Oh, look at that information. I also believe Joe Fowler was an admiral.
Yes. Here is also something you don't see very often anymore.
Turnstile?
Turnstiles.
Oh, yeah. Correction. It was originally the Richard F. Irvine. It was renamed to the
Yes.
Liberty Bell in 96.
Thank you.
So they were named after two people instrumental in the development of Disney theme parks, Dick Irvine and Admiral Joe Fowler. And now they name it after a.
So this is not like the Mark Twain where there's a lot to see and do. You know, you can't sit in one of the fun little rooms, but we will take a quick tour because I believe, how long do we have until we lift off?
Only about, where's the clock? About 7 minutes. So,
Okay.
yeah, we can take a nice tour.
So there is Aunt Polly's Landing, which does open during the busy times, during the regular times. Originally, when it was open all the time, they would have cold fried chicken and little picnics, baskets, not picnic baskets, but picnic type lunches. And I definitely enjoyed a day or two out there. Here is the actual controls.
So, was someone actually at this control when this ship is moving?
I don't believe so, but we are going to stand here and find out.
What is that thing? I know you're an expert on all things mechanical. What's that thing back there going back and forth?
That is the steam engine that powers the paddle wheel itself.
So is this boat actually powered by a paddle wheel? That's not just for show?
Maybe.
Jeremiah, expert on all things mechanical.
The only thing I can definitely tell you is it's a free floating vessel. There is no track. It is not on any type of support or. Oh wait, never mind.
Jeremiah, we just saw this with no water in it. We know that is not
Oh,
true.
that's right. Spoilers.
So take us on a tour of the ship before we take off.
Well, we are on the lower level, and it's been so long since I've been on the Mark Twain, I don't remember the names of each of the levels, because each level does have a specific name. And I know people that were die-hard Mark Twain and paddle wheelers that could tell you the full history of it. But each of these three levels does have its own specific name. You can look that up.
You're not on the Mark Twain, by the way.
No, but because it is just a riverboat, they still have the different levels.
We are up to level 2 now.
Yes. And
which has a name that we don't know.
And a long time ago, they actually used to sell snacks there.
Really, on the ship?
Yes.
That's cool. I did not know that.
Here we can take a look inside one of the interiors, which I want to say the last time that I was on this, well, we can't really, because you can't really see in there. There you go. There's a little bit of a look inside. One of the last times I was on the ship, it was so cold, I sat in there through most of the trip.
Are the interiors open still right
No,
now? Okay. And that's probably a COVID thing, right?
yes. Now we're up on the top level. Well, the top level that we can reach.
Mach 1,
Exactly.
Deep 1.
Ocean deep.
Beautiful views from up top of the Mark Twain. Look at that paddle wheeler go.
Or the Liberty Bell.
Whew. Need to have a jar for this.
There we go.
We can fund Lee's birthday present.
Um, I have been lucky enough, again, many, many moons ago, to steer the Liberty Bell, much like they used to do at Disneyland, where you could ask to go up to the wheelhouse and steer.
Indeed. I have my certificate, my pilot's license. I pulled the whistle. It's so cool.
Okay, so we're going to go back down and we're going to check if somebody actually pushes that handle to make the boat go.
I have a sister who used to work this ship. I really should know these answers.
Looks like they are just closing up the gate, so we should be lifting off in just a moment.
So do you board on deck 2?
Yes,
And then you exit on deck 1, right?
correct. And they have deck 1 available for guests in wheelchairs and with disabilities. They cannot, well, I guess it's mostly just wheelchairs because you walk straight in. Did you hear that at all?
I heard that someone was talking.
Okay, that's about all I can hear too.
Hi, Sparkles. Thanks for watching us on Twitch. Yes, we are Twitchable now. You will see Jeremiah playing video games later. Hello.
This is really like an inside look. I have never sat down here to watch this. I did just receive a notification welcoming me to the Magic Kingdom.
Apparently that does serve a purpose.
There we go.
Yeah.
Where is there someplace you would prefer me to stand to enjoy the river?
It would be nice if we could be someplace that had we could hear the narration somehow.
I will head up to the second level, see if I can find a.
But we can hear that. And if we also can somehow go back and forth between the sides of the boat, then you're in a perfect spot.
There she goes.
Okay, I think I found a sweet spot for the sound.
I'm your captain, Horace Bixby, and my pilot with me here on the Texas deck is a young cub that goes by the name of Sam Lewis. And he's marking his 100th voyage down the river today with great calamity on his watch. So far. But Sam knows this river like his own backyard. And Sam, tell our guests everything you know about this river. Well, now, I always figured it's better keeping outside Before we get too much further out of court, I think I should mention that you best not be sitting on those handrails. They're the only thing between you and the river. And the river don't always take kindly to uninvited guests. We've also had reports of river pirates operating in the vicinity. So I wouldn't lean out beyond those rails for that reason either. Now, for those of you on the port side, that river town we passed is frontier land. A few years back, it was no more than a boom town carved out of the wilderness by a handful of settlers looking to start a new life. Today, Jim Chelley and Decoro own the ranch. They still have a share of working traffic, few boys, prospectors, and Indians too. But mostly it's flush times and well on its way to become a fine big city. Frontierland reminds me some of my own hometown, Hannibal. It takes me back to when I was a barefoot boy growing up alongside the riverbank. You know, it seems to me that when I was younger, I could remember everything, whether it happened or not. But as I grow older, I seem to remember only the things that never happened at all. See that peak just beyond the outskirts of Frontierland? That's Chickapin Hill, or at least it used to be. Danvers a few years back, and folks been calling it Splash Mountain ever since. Some have even taken the ride and hauled out logs over the big falls. Seems far-fetched, I know, but it's the truth. All my life, it seems I never could tell a lie that anybody would doubt, nor a truth that anybody would believe. But believe me when I tell you, truth is the most valuable thing we have. So I make sure I only use it with a conscience.
Jeremiah, can you hear me?
Yes.
We had a couple of questions. What was written on that fence in Tom Sawyer Island?
Oh, Becky and Tom, because it pays homage to the how Tom Sawyer tricked the kids into painting the fence in the Adventures of Tom Sawyer, where he says how much fun it is, and the kid's like, "Oh no, it's not." And he goes, "Okay, you're losing out." And then they vandalize their own fence to say Becky plus Tom or Tom plus Becky.
Thank you. And yes, Anthony, there is a Tom Sawyer Island at the Magic Kingdom. In fact, those people right there are about to take their raft over to it. Ahoy!
Ahoy! We are coming up on the former canoe dock with Big Thunder in the distance. Yes, those of you who always wondered what this former smoking area was, it was the canoe dock. It is now just
That
nothing.
over across the way on the starboard side was my stomping ground when I was young. Exceedingly young. Marvelously young. Young by hundreds of years. Younger than I will ever be again. It's called Tom Sawyer's Island, and it's named for a friend from my boyhood. Even today, the only way you can get there is by raft. Old man Harper's grain mill is there, back in the woods just off Tom's Landing. And that's Muck Potter's pond and his windmill. We almost came Muck once, and there's Muck's Landing. I always did like Huck. He could swear just wonderful. He and Tom and I spent most of our wild and reckless youth exploring that island. Lots of caves, lots of adventures, if you know where to look. And we all knew where to look. That's Superstition Creek. It connects the Big Island to the Little. And if you follow the Wilderness Trail there, it'll lead you right up to the gates of Fort Langhorne. It's the last trading outpost before we head into Indian country.
Love that bridge. Do they have a barrel bridge in Florida?
Yes, we went on it last time. You laughed at me greatly.
Every now and then, the water that crest of rock comes to a natural boil, spurts out all over the place like a teacup left on in a few minutes. There's not so much laughing these days. Just ghost stories about a runaway mine train rolling down to simple-hearted, terror-filled folks like you.
Here is Tom. No, it's not. Here is Big Thunder Mountain. And I always forget. One is like Monument Valley, and the other is some other something.
Yes. Bryce Canyon and Monument Valley.
Which
And
is
then
which?
I don't remember. If you would have asked me 2.5 months ago when we did a dig a little deeper for Big Thunder Mountain, I probably could have told you that. But
Good callback though. Oh,
yeah.
there's a choo-choo. Oh, awesome. Uh, Disney World does not have the petrified tree like Disneyland. That was a gift from Walt to Lillian. That's an actual gift, and that's why it's one of the. Jeremiah says gift. And Anthony, does Tom Sawyer Island have a Missouri zip code like the one at Disneyland?
No,
That is tourism.
it took me a second to realize when Tom Sawyer Island was dedicated. It was dedicated like it was a part of the Missouri, just like New Orleans Square was part of New Orleans and Louisiana. Sorry, but no, out here there wasn't anything. So I don't want to say grand, but they built a theme park out here.
Look who's drifted out of the bayou. Off the port, Captain. It's Big Joe. Old Beacon's been marking this river for longer than I can remember. Every time the river cuts a new channel, Old Beacon puts out a marker to let us know whether it's safe to travel or not. However, Sam here has been bragging that if push came to shove, he could navigate the Liberty Belle on a heavy dew. Isn't that so, Sam? Well, I was born humble, Captain, but mostly it's worn off.
I think Beacon is out marking the river because he is not on his dock.
Maybe he's out in the boat. Is his name George? Because if so, make sure he's aware of the sharks in the area.
George had some real guts. Oh, look, there is the. I've not noticed this. There is the missing alligator that was in Living with the Land.
Really?
I can only guess that that would be the one. Living with the Land has been missing an alligator since a few years ago when there was an incident, and that looks like it was just the basic.
That's an Algonquin Indian village. It looks to be one of the Powhatan tribe. Usually they stay further east. I've seen Seminole and Miami as far west, and of course Shoshone, Blackfeet, and Crow, but I've never seen Algonquins out here. Lots of game out this way. I've seen moose and deer and plenty of other critters along the shoreline. That could be why the Powhatans are not this far. Just following the food trail.
It's nice that the Liberty Belle is not only putting out steam but also bubbles. If you can see those.
I can't see them. I love seeing the shadow of the steam, though. That's so cool.
Yeah. And the train tracks are still in place back here, but they do look pretty old. So, guessing they may have to replace these, just like the other pieces.
The train is not running now because of Tron construction, but if it were, you would be able to see it pass by when it's there, obviously.
And usually the train and the riverboat, just like at Disneyland, signal each other.
Look at all those deer. Those are not real.
No. Sadly, there is no shaman telling the story of the churro here.
Well, most of the Indians along the river don't quite know what to make of our steamboat. They call it hello, which means fire canoe. It causes the smoke and sparks pouring out of our guns there. The first time we passed this way, they thought it was the return of one of their heavenly messengers. They said our riverboat was a comet of the sun. Just beyond the village, up that hill, is their sacred burial ground. And those who fall in battle face the coffin bed of death. After nightfall, they'll return to warn the great warriors who brought honor to the tribe. Attention deck watch. Shoals to port and starboard. Engine room, steady on. We're entering shallow water, but there's no cause for worry. Sam knows every shoal and shallow, every snag and sandbar on this part of the river, and he'll navigate us through to safe water. You wouldn't steer us wrong, would you, Sam? I believe we ought never do wrong, Captain, especially when others are looking. Policeman, sing out. Those of you that have been this way before know that the water can get fairly shallow along this stretch of the river. Leadsmen pull out the deck. Each mark is a fathom, 6 feet. Mark 20 is 2 fathoms, and for us that means safe water.
So, Doobie, I think for one of your next previews, you should have a fathom question. What does Mark Twain equal?
Oh, I was
In-
thinking like, what do you call the extra priced events at movie theaters?
No, something like, what is 2 fathoms in inches?
Maybe not.
Captain, we're passing Cutthroat Corner. Attention deck crew, stay alert. If there's river pirates out here, this is where they'll most likely be. Well, I can hear them from here. But from all the commotion, it sounds like their interests lie elsewhere.
$144, by the way.
Thank you. See, I would be afraid to ride in that keel boat. I don't even think Gideon could fit in that keel boat.
It's cute though. Is that the Gully Wumper?
That look past the trees on the island, that's Fort Langhorne. Most of these old forts started out as trading posts. Then as settlers started heading west, the army came in and took them over. My feeling is, these days, there's a lot less frontier and a lot more civilization than is truly necessary.
I agree.
Oh, jeez.
Looks like the guns are still up in the lookout.
Nick Morgan.
Give me a depth
Back to that.
Sing out.
Okay, we're looking back at the suspension bridge, and then, sorry, we can't follow those ducks down there, Doobie.
So far we are. Tammy, you can't
overtaking
see any of this, and you have to go on the river. You can see a lot of this if you go walk around Tom Sawyer Island, but for the most part,
See
no.
that brick mansion back over yonder there in the woods? I've heard folks hereabouts say he's haunted. They say it was built on sacred Indian burial ground, so now it's filled with spirits. If you ask me, I'd say the ones telling those tales are the ones filled with spirits. Just ask them. They got it. About 100 proof, I reckon. And one of the two, don't smoke any matches if they aim to breathe in your direction. You won't just be seeing ghosts, you'll be joining.
And that's the part where they make fun of alcoholics on the Liberty Bell.
We're approaching Liberty captain, myself, and the crew, thanks for flying the waterways with us. I hope I see you next time round the river bend. Thanks, Sam, and thank you, everyone, for traveling the rivers of America with us today. Engine room. Approach levee at 1/4 steam. And the bow line. Purser, check brake and cargo. All hands prepare to dock. All passengers, stand by to go ashore.
And that area right there used to be one of the load areas for the keel boats.
Ah. And now it's Q for the Haunted Mansion?
Yeah. But the funny thing is, they put up plexiglass dividers in the main queue for the mansion to accommodate more guests, uh, but they're not using the themed queue that they created a few years ago. They're just sending people through all the way out here, in through the switchbacks underneath the awnings, and then right into the building.
Well, the themed queue is a high touch area, right? So they
Yeah.
shy away from those. Hi, everybody. Can you wave? I want to get someone to wave back at us.
Anyone? Anyone? This kid will wait.
Oh, I saw one.
Oh, there we are. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
There we go.
Yay.
Oh, there's somebody jumping up and down over there behind the thing, waving frantically at us. Yeah, I know they're concerned that the boat is on fire from the steam coming off of it.
My buddy Nick Morgan with the very kind comment. This is my last stay Disney World in my 40s.
I feel like we should find something to do. What time were you born tomorrow?
8 a.m.
Oh, wait, 8 a.m. Where were you born?
in California.
Oh, see, yeah, we can still do something.
What a wonderful trip. There's the Rapunzel Tower. Tammy mentioned that. That's the Rapunzel Tower right there. Let down your hair.
I've always... People rush to get off the boat as quickly as possible so it's backed up down there. And I've never understood that, because we're all going to get off, but why not enjoy some of these beautiful views while everybody's trying to get off while you still can with no one around?
That's how I always feel about the cruise ship.
If I could be the first on and last off, I definitely would. Like having breakfast on the last day where people are like rushing to get off. I'm like, no.
What's
One,
the
I get to
rush?
say goodbye to my servers, and two, free breakfast. Well, not free, but
included
breakfast.
But by the last day of the cruise, how much more can you possibly eat?
I am not a big, like, every possibility to get food. I definitely have learned that the soft serve, especially when they have the banana soft serve, that is always a must stop if they have it. I think the last cruise I went on, they didn't actually have it on the ship, but they had it on Castaway Key. So I was able to get there, in between having two different meals on the island.
Thank you very much, Heather. My birthday is tomorrow. Now we'll be doing Disney Trivia Live tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Pacific. That will be my birthday party.
Is it going to revolve around Disneyland's 50th anniversary?
No, it was actually written by this guy, and I have not seen them. He said I cannot look at them until the actual contest. I have a feeling they will not be kind to me.
I guess I should actually add Nick on my Facebook, because his face keeps popping up on the people I know. And I'm always like, I don't know this weird Thor-looking photo.
You're not missing anything. He's been a friend for a long, long time. In fact, I met him. The only time I've actually met him face to face, I believe, was during the opening days of Disney California Adventure, which turns 20. So we've been friends ever since, but I haven't actually seen him face to face since then.
I have friends like that. I have one friend. I have a couple of friends that are in the UK. One, when I was at the opening for Shanghai, I was on a bus and he goes, "Say, aren't you Jeremiah?" Which freaked me out to no end because somebody on the other side of the world recognized me. Um, but Jamie, who's one of the nicest guys in the world, he comes out to Disney World every now and then. I saw him a few years ago, but sadly, he is still over there, and hopefully, we'll all be able to celebrate something soon together.
That would be great. Tammy, unfortunately, you do not go inside the Rapunzel Tower. It's just decorative. There are restrooms over there. We will not take you inside the restrooms.
No. Oh,
Jeremiah
and
had
there's also
one.
Huck. Huck vandalized the fence over there also.
No, it is interesting. Those Rapunzel restrooms, that whole area is so beautiful. Well landscaped, water. There's a fine Pascal and such over there. But the reason it was built, all that's there, are restrooms.
Yeah. We'll walk over there, Tammy, and give you a view of that area, just not inside. Mind the gap. Watch your step.
That was awesome. Thank you, Jeremiah. That was a great tour on the Liberty Belle. I'm so glad we got to do that today. First day reopened after the river has been drained for refurbishment.
Yep. 4 months it's been down. I can remember 4 months ago when all of a sudden the Liberty Belle just closed. Much like the People Mover, we weren't sure when it was going to return.
Unlike the People Mover, it has returned.
Yes. But do you want to make it all the way over to Tomorrowland, or do you just want to cut this short after we give Tammy a tour of the toilets?
Yeah, I think we can give Tammy a tour, even though I used Tomorrowland for our icon picture. I need to go back and change that. Let's give Tammy a tour, and then we can close it out.
Okay.
We were passing by the Haunted Mansion shop we entered earlier.
Yes, for all your Haunted Mansion needs, after we are done with this, go back and rewatch, and you can see some of the great merchandise. So we will start here with our Tammy's toilet tour. With you can see the hoof prints of Maximus. And one of my favorite things, and I don't know how well we'll be able to see it, over on this side, on the other side of the Rapunzel's tower, some of Pascal's friends have been hiding, and I believe there are 7 of them. And some are very difficult to find, some are easy. This one is probably the most difficult, and it doesn't help that we can't zoom in, but I will try to point out my massive finger. Right there on the tree is a Pascal, and he is painted, or a Pascal's friend, he's painted to look like the tree. Here's the little brook. And there, as I said, Pascal's hidden throughout here, and then there's some over on the other side, and I will show you the one that we can definitely see. Tammy, that's about as close as we can get to Rapunzel's tower. And nice waterfall coming down.
Heather from Maine, I'm glad we were able to give you a trip to the park today on your snowy day home.
Oh, it's snowing in Maine. So for Maximus, here's his bag of apples. And of course, it has the beautiful lanterns. The men's room is designed for the guards of the town, which I can't think of off the top of my head. So there is their armor and a frying pan, the preferred weapon. And there is Flynn's satchel. And then they have wanted signs. This is one of my favorite signs. The companion restroom that has the horseshoe, but the kingdom staff only that has Maximus just giving a dirty look. And I can tell you in the men's room, there are many frying pans and a couple of wanted signs. We can kind of briefly see in the women's room that there
No, we can.
are paintings on the wall,
Okay. Turn away.
and it's the walkway in, not inside. And
Okay.
then here's some more of the wanted posters for some of the ruffians, and then that flower pot up there, you can kind of barely see. If you look at the green triangle, you go straight up, and then to your right a little bit, you can see almost an eyeball, and that's one of Pascal's friends hiding up there.
Are there any more easily visible Pascals you can show us?
Yeah, we'll head back over to the little stream. It was just difficult because there were people right in the area. And here's a giant wall that takes you backstage. And then here's the Small World queue.
After all.
It is a small world queue after all. This area at night is probably one of the most beautiful areas in the Magic Kingdom because the lanterns are all lit up and it's just so nice. And here's a nice little sitting area, water fountains. This area was designed, and this is one of my favorite things, it was designed for a charging station before there were charging stations. Like that was touted as something. That's not just you lift it up, because as you can see, there is another one,
I do.
and they have 4 of them around here. So it's just something that back in the day when this was built, people needed charging stations because their phones would die before the amazing fuel rods. So that center planter, um, see on the lower left support of it,
Yes.
that is one of the Pascals. Um, if I walk over the other side, sadly we can't see it that well because it is blocked. And since this has become stroller parking, I really can't get to them. But there you go. There's the sign for it.
So that's the fun thing you do here in addition to charge your phone is find Pascals.
Yes.
The water and then go to the potty.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Jeremiah. It's been a wonderful day in the Magic Kingdom. We had a lot of people joining us today who seemed to really appreciate it. So that's always nice. I would like to let people know that in just 1 hour, we are going to be live again, this time from the other coast. We'll be at Downtown Disney in the Disneyland Resort with Mike Celestino. I'll be helping him out there too. So that's at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And then tomorrow, Mike doing double duty. He's going to be at SeaWorld as it has reopened again. As a zoo, no attractions, and that will be tomorrow at 11 a.m. And then tomorrow, as mentioned earlier, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, we'll be doing Disney Trivia Live, and looking forward to that, as it will be my 50th birthday tomorrow. So I hope some of you can join me there to celebrate my birthday. And Tammy wants to know, is there a shoulder pal of Pascal? Do you know?
Yes, there is. They've come and gone over the years. I don't recall seeing any of them recently, but I know that they do have them, and I have seen them in the past. And, Pascal is still such a popular character, I'm sure that they will return.
Wonderful. Well, thanks again, everyone. Had a great time on Liberty Bell. Great tour of Rapunzel. Good idea, Tammy, from Down Under. And hopefully I'll see some of you again in just an hour and tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Bye, all. Oh, happy birthday, Lee.
What about me?
Your birthday's tomorrow. We
Okay.
talked about happy birthday, Doobie. I'll
No.
give you a
You're right. Lee, let Lee have his day. Happy birthday, Lee.